Hello, I am the Reading Rainbow Emperor, and today I'm going to be reviewing Jason Ansbach and Nick Cole's Galactic Outlaws, the second book in the Galaxy's Edge series. Now, I do have some links for some of the other side projects I do down in the doobly-doo, and I hope you check them out. Now, Galactic Outlaws is the creme de la creme of Galaxy's Edge. It is the one that inherits the Star Wars spirits best. It has the best characters, the most dramatic gunfights, and the most awesome action scenes this side of the Rishi Maze. Honestly, it's a strong contender for my favorite book in the series, next to Attack of the Shadows. Honestly, it has the best cover too, except for Attack of the Shadows, maybe. I'm going to do a special video ranking them later. It's worth talking about, because while people say that books are about 80% their cover, for the original purchase, it's the quality of the book inside that keeps people coming back. But these covers. mm. In this story, we follow two main groups, Prisma and her robot, Crash, her pet Wobonki, Skriz, and Tyrus Rex, and Wraith and Ravi as well, inside and whatnot, they come in later. As they go through the galaxy, following the big score, seeking revenge for the murdered father, or honestly, just trying to survive. They come together and apart quite quickly over the book's run and always clashing with excellent violence and awesome battles. It's really got some of the best one-on-one fights in the series. All of Tyrus Rex fights are just amazing. Wraith and Ravi's percentage gimmick never ceases to make the stakes just right. The pause, the breath, brings up the tension and makes the mini climax of Wraith shooting someone so much better. The various pirates and mercenaries are hilarious in all the right ways, even if they kind of disappear later in the series. The story's pretty fast paced, too. Prisma seeks a top tier bounty hunter to, spoilers by the way, bounty hunter to avenge her father on Goth Sullus. He killed her father in front of her, using strange and wondrous powers. She loved her father. Meanwhile, a Legionnaire force, under the powers of corrupt and appointed officers, ply the unfortunate smugglers she came in on for warrants and the dreaded tax evasion. Tyrus Rex, badass of the series, is currently distracted by his latest bounty, but he takes time to take the job and save her life. Meanwhile, Wraith, alias of Aeson Keel, is also bounty hunting, but he trades for an Enduran princess and the boy general of the Midcore Rebellion, believing that they'll pay an immense bounty or something. They're kind of vague about it, and it turns out to be a whole crock of, shit. Meanwhile, nope. Of course, both are worthless as what they say they are. But Lena, the Enduran princess, happens to know the in and outs of hyperdrive maintenance. And, being beautiful and seducible by the lovable rogue of the ship she finds herself in, uh, she's more than willing to stay on. He also takes time to steal Lau Pak's, favorite pet autist. Great guy, awesome hair. I don't think he's has a single crew member he hasn't kidnapped or added to his crew through duress, besides Ravi. Seriously, pay attention to it. As these things go, Tyrus Rex is put on the trail of Goth Solus and joins with Captain Keel somewhat unwillingly, but they work together to find the mysterious figure. They but find him, but they are forced to flee, with Tyrus Rex sacrificing his ship and ultimately his life. Galactic Outlaws is the second foundation the Galaxy's Edge comfortably rests on. Whereas Legionnaire established the characters, I guess I'll say the basic rules of the universe as well, Galactic Outlaws is Rules 2.0, the expansion pack, if you will. It blossoms the universe we're going to know and love into full flower. We see what the Legionnaires are now, and what the universe that Chun, Exo, Masters, Wraith, and so on fought for and is up to. And with scant preparation, we are thrust into a living, breathing universe. Planning wise, Jason Ansbach and Nick Cole demonstrate appropriate timing, pacing, and plot progression and revelation for this book, compared to Kill Team especially. Attack of the Shadows and the build to Retribution's finale is set up just right. Kill Team, sadly, is one of my less enjoyed of the series, but it was much better on the reread. To have a book that's a bit more art house and a bit of a slog with less of a focus on action compared to the other books, right after Legionnaire, but before the awesome Galactic Outlaws and Attack of the Shadows, would have hurt the series pacing overall. Rather than going into what Victory Company survivors are doing, we get a taste of what they have become during the main plot. The choice was inspired. I'll talk about Kill Team more in next week's review, but the dangling of the 10-year future or whatever from the Battle of Kublar does tons to keep the interest going into the masterpiece that is Attack of the Shadows. We need to be propelled into Attack of the Shadows rather than sort of slid in there. We want more about Gausulis, the shock troopers, the strange pyramid gates, and all that tasty, tasty nonsense. The momentum of reader interest built up in Galactic Outlaws keeps them going right into Retribution and beyond. Such is the strength of this book. One last thing. While Tyrus Rex did perish in this book, it is an amazing and awesome fight scene. And the side story books that have come out, Requiem for Medusa, which is my favorite non-season, as they call like these main novels, they're called a season, non-season novels so far, and Chasing the Dragon, have more than reinforced and justified Tyrus Rex's character to that top-tier badass justification. He is this universe's Boba Fett, and he went out like a boss. Ultimately, if you want to know how to kill a character like that, especially, read Galactic Outlaws. It's such a great book. It's what Star Wars should have been more often, honestly. The adventure is paced to perfection. It's like coming into your childhood home after a long, hard, dry journey, and Ma just took out the roast from the oven. It's juicy, it's fatty, it's so tender. There's carrots, potatoes, onions, and mac and cheese with bacon bits, and there's a savory gravy that just sends you over the edge. You're like, Ma, you never cooked this before, and you eat it, and it's one of the best things you've ever eaten. You melt into it, and it's just such a good time. You don't ever want to go on that journey again. You will, and you have to. But the memory of Ma's meal is a meal in and of itself. I may have been weaned on Star Wars in my youth, but I'll be chewing on Galaxy's Edge into my dementia years. Great book. Heartily, heartily recommend on the strength of the cover alone. To all the Legies out there, KTF, and always make them pay. Link to Galactic Outlaws will be down in the doobly doo. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You are all wonderful. Have a great weekend.